This video is sponsored by Kajabi. Today, I'm going to teach you how to build a $5,000 a month online membership website in 5 simple steps. But I'm also going to tell you the mistakes that most people are making and that I even made along the way in building my 6-figure business and a membership that makes $5,000 a month. One of the first mistakes I see people make is they do not understand how to price their membership, and they're actually scared to sell in the first place. Now, imposter syndrome is a real thing, especially if you're a content creator, you're a thought leader, you're an influencer. In the abundance of free content, it feels hard or sometimes a little icky to try to sell things directly to your audience. Some people will even tell you it's wrong to monetize your audience. I had to break out of this thought process and this scarcity mindset because I realized something later down the road, a lot later than I should have. There are people out there who don't care as much as you care about the product that you make, don't care as much about the experience and the value that you want to deliver for your audience. There are people who don't care about your audience at all, that they will give money to. There are even companies, massive companies, that will under-deliver for your audience while you're afraid to over-deliver for them. And these people are charging 5 times and 10 times more than what you are and delivering half as much, and they have zero guilt about it. So when you don't show up for your audience and you don't sell something that they value or solve a specific problem for them, there's someone out there who will, and they will not care as much as you, and they will not do as good a job, but they will charge 5, 10 times as much money. So for a lot of you, if imposter syndrome and the fear of rejection in sales is holding you back, over-deliver and make the best products possible, make the best experience possible so that you know every time that it's somebody else's loss and that you are over-delivering every single time. If you can do that, then it'll go a long way to curing your imposter syndrome. And it's actually what worked for me and made me much more confident in my sales because I knew that I cared more. One of the other mistakes that I see people constantly making is they do not invest into the branding and design experience of the products that they develop. With information products, funny thing is I see people spend a lot of energy and time on thumbnails for YouTube for free content. They'll spend a lot of effort into the video editing and aesthetic around their free content. And then the minute that people do pay for them, this is what I mean about people being willing to charge more but care less. They will not put that kind of effort into the paid product that people are buying from them. They care more about the public judgment and attention than satisfying somebody who did a transaction with them that trusted them and put their money in. So don't skimp on the small stuff. Put in the same level or a greater level of effort into the way that you package and produce your products. I mean, like look at Apple, gold star, gold standard when it comes to packaging and small details. So make sure that your website doesn't look like it's from the 1990s. That's one of the reasons I use Kajabi. They're sponsoring today's video, more on them later. But yeah, make sure you have a great looking website, a great overall experience, that you pay attention to design, production, photography. The details matter and the customer experience and journey matters. And then a third mistake that I see a lot of people make, and I made this one, is not having strategies that are specific, not only for getting people to buy your products and to buy your memberships, but getting people to go further with you and to even make sure that you're retaining them and you're addressing churn and that people want to stay in your membership community for the long term and are still getting value. What a lot of people will do is they'll focus so much on the beginner, the person starting from zero, and not have something for when people become an intermediate. And then when people become a little bit more advanced and become kind of a peer now on your own level, you still need to be able to deliver value for them in your membership or even in your courses or your digital download products, your coaching, whatever. You need to kind of think about those levels of, okay, absolute novice, beginner, intermediate, and then advanced and established people, and think about the different problems that they have and solve for the different problems that they have at that point in their journey, in the customer journey of where they think. Also, being able to come in at those different levels and have a different solution for people, a different offering, a different part of your ecosystem. So those things up front hold people back, and it's the reason they aren't successful and that they don't get to the goals that they're looking for, especially if you're looking to make $5,000, $10,000 a month, you're looking to build a 6-figure business, you want to go to $100,000 a year. Those three things in particular, if you address those, you will get a lot further and you will do a lot better. Let's go ahead and get into these 5 simple steps that you need for making $5,000 a month from your membership. Oh, and speaking of mistakes, the one a lot of you are making is not using Kajabi. Kajabi is the best all-in-one platform. I've been using them for years and years now in my coaching business. So if you're doing one-on-one coaching, you're doing group coaching through cohorts, building that community, or you're even selling online courses or digital products, Kajabi's got you covered. You can build your website with no-code tools, even if you're not a web and graphic designer, and it's very convenient and easy to use. You can probably get up and running in a week, if not a weekend. You have free unlimited hosting for your videos, your designs, your PDFs, anything and everything you need. You also have AI-assisted tools in their new Creator Studio. So if you're interested, make sure that you're checking out Kajabi. It is linked in the description down below. Thanks again to Kajabi for sponsoring today's video. So here are the 5 simple steps you need to make a $5,000 a month membership. Number 1, identify your audience avatar. This one is huge. A lot of people don't even think about this. They're not intentional enough about the specific person that they're solving problems for. You need to know who your audience avatar is. You need to know what their challenges are, what their values are, and you also need to know what their preferences are. You need to know more than just their demographics. You have to figure out these psychographics. That way, you can attract your audience avatar. This strategy is also important when building an audience as a content creator on online platforms. We don't want to reach random people. We want to attract the right people for us. And it's important for us to know exactly what their problems are, because that's how we're going to position our offers, our products and our services. It's also how we're going to do step number 2. It's how we're going to know exactly what free content we need to make to attract this audience avatar and convert them from being just casual viewers of our content into paying customers who love what we offer. So we have to make high value, high quality content that really speaks directly to them and exclusively to them, because we don't want to compete in the sea of interest and go the entertainment route where they're distracted. We need to hit them when they are anxious about that problem and when they're trying to solve it, which means we need to go to search. We need to be in Google and we need to be in YouTube. They need to be searching for this. We also need to consider what are other communities we can be a part of online. What areas can we be on? What accounts can we be commenting on so that they have some awareness of us? And how do we demonstrate and show our value and make sure we deliver for them in our free experiences? When you can accomplish that, it doesn't become as hard to attract your ideal audience member, your ideal customer. And then what you want to do from social media is you want to take them on to your own email list. Now in Kajabi, what you're going to do is you're going to build a landing page and you're going to have a free offer. This is usually a digital download. In my case, I have my free 12-week creator guide. I base this on the 12-week year. It's a PDF that gives you clarity and helps you level up as a content creator no matter what place you're at in your creator journey. And so you could spend 12 weeks focusing on these things, and I give you a focus, a resource, and an assignment. And so once you're able to do that, you know that you can improve your results. So something like a PDF download or an email course, a free email course, is going to be that initial offer where we over deliver in value for $0 up front, in addition to all the other free content we're making with either a podcast, a YouTube channel, or written articles that we're doing, so on and so forth, live streams. And so we're taking them from that content and from the platform over to our email list. Now, if you're worried that that's going to hurt your growth, I talk about this all the time. That is slightly true, but the reality is most people will not go from your free content to this free offer offline. It'll be the minority of them. But even when that's happened, in my search content, it actually hasn't hurt my search rankings or my results. I did this with even giving away a free preset on my green screen tutorial. Hasn't hurt the traffic on that video. That video is at about 100,000 views now. It didn't even do well out the gate. That video got like 1,000, 1,500 views on its first day, and then just kept chugging along in search, getting 500, 300 views a day until it got to over 100,000. And it did get people for free for me to be able to capture their email in exchange for the free preset that I gave them. So this is a strategy that you can use. With me, growing my email list is something that I've been doing about, I want to say, a good 1,000 to 2,000 new email signups per month, depending on how aggressively I promote it. The way that I would approach this if you're a YouTube content creator is, if you're worried about your video performance, then use the good old YouTube community tab and you can promote every single week without even uploading a video, even twice a week, and not feel like you're going to be penalized on a video for taking traffic off of YouTube. You're welcome. So this is how we're going to convert people to our email list. Also, don't be afraid to make your direct offer, if it's good enough, in your videos or your live streams, and let them go to that offer and buy directly from you. You can pitch that in a video if it's aligned to your audience, if it's aligned to your audience avatar, the customer avatar that you want, and you're solving a specific problem. People are happy to not have to hunt and figure out a resource. They are happy to take a referral and a recommendation. Just like the recommendation I made for you guys to use Kajabi, because it's what I'm using and it's what I know works. It's also something that if you have questions about, I can actually answer them. So again, there's some kind of level of support built in. That's kind of the key here, is that you want to be supportive of your audience and you want to solve problems for them. And you're doing that whether it's free or paid. But when you do paid, that's about access. So what we have to do is we have to now go to step number 3. We have to build a compelling offer around the access to us. Now, with the content we've been building around an authentic, authoritative, personal brand, where we've been taking action and producing results. That's the key here. Watch my videos on personal branding. If you want to be a professional and you want to be able to sell, authenticity, authority, and action, AAA formula. This is what's going to make you more attractive to your audience avatar, to your customer avatar, to your ideal buyer. And this is where they're going to spend money with you. It's about attracting the right people. And so how do we become attractive and compelling? It's the actions that we're taking there producing results. It's the authority that we have, because whenever they're searching for a problem, there we are. And we built the reputation on delivering. And we're authentic. We are sharing experiences, we're showing our results, we're being transparent, and we're showing up for them in the community, in the comment section, replying to people, doing the weekly live streams. All of that matters. So then people are going to want the access to you as long as they can afford it. All they will be asking is, how can I afford it? Now, when it comes to a membership that people are going to want to pay good money for, and what's good money? A lot of people, they price differently. I think a lot of you, especially with what you're paying to be able to have your, unlimited videos, to be able to do this, and for the access to you 1 to 2 times a week, I think that you should consider, if you're giving access to you and you are someone who's knowledgeable, you're an industry authority, you should be charging $59 to $99 a month for your memberships, and that would be kind of my minimum, which puts you at a place where you're charging $500 to $1,000 a year. And then I think you should have a VIP level. And this is where you offer more value, where you charge more than that. But we'll circle back to the VIP offers and to upsells. We're skipping ahead here. But when it comes to a compelling offer for a membership, here's how you position it. If it's $59 a month, that's $2 a day in value. You have to build a compelling offer where you know for a fact in your heart of hearts that if they're part of your membership community, that they're getting more than $2 a day in value for what they have access to in terms of the materials, the bonuses, but also in terms of you, theoretically, possibly your team. The thing is, if you want to make money like this, you might need to bring on a team member or two. The thing about this is, as long as people have a no-brainer in terms of the results that they're looking to get being more than worth it, the other things that they're spending money on and not getting those results being something that they can kind of see their way to, as long as you can make this a no-brainer offer, you're going to do just fine. Is it going to be everybody in the world that signs up? No. It's going to be the people who can afford it, who are your ideal customer avatar, the person that you attracted with the results you were already producing. And so at $59 a month, it's $2 a day in value. That's also $500 a year. Now, another way to rationalize that is the problem a bigger than $500 problem, and to what extent is it a bigger than $500 problem? Same thing with $99 a month, $1,000 a year. Is the problem itself a bigger threat than $1,000? Does getting the problem wrong cost them more than $1,000? Is what they're doing something that they already have to invest more than $500 to do in the first place, more than $1,000 to do in the first place, if the barrier to entry to even do the thing requires more than $500 worth of resources, more than $1,000 worth of resources, then that makes your offer much more acceptable and much more compelling. To use a real world example, when I film on over $3,000 worth of camera equipment, I tend to not put it on a $50 tripod. I tend to put it on a $300 tripod. I have a lot more confidence when I put $3,000 to $5,000 worth of equipment on a $300 to $500 tripod that feels much more substantial, is much heavier, is much sturdier, and might even have a warranty. I feel a lot better and that it's much more secure. Yeah, there are cheap tripods out there as low as $15 or $25. I'm going to be kicking myself down the road if the thing blows over in the wind and go, yep, that's my fault for being cheap. So you just have to kind of think about what are the stakes that someone is playing for. And it's important for you to disqualify people who your membership doesn't serve and cannot or will not help. You need to make it abundantly clear who this is right for and say, hey, I'm not for everybody. You need a filter, not just a funnel. And again, I feel that if you are positioning yourself and proving your authority, demonstrating results by taking action, and that you're being authentic and transparent, I feel that it's not going to be that hard to filter out people who shouldn't be a part of your offer and to attract the people who should. And so that takes us to step number 4. For step number 4, what we have to do is we actually have to produce and deliver results for our members so that we are getting those great success stories and case studies and sharing them with the world. We want to take the success stories from our membership and we want to have those people be on our program. We want them in our podcast. We want them in our marketing and advertising. We want those reviews on Trustpilot. We want to double down and duplicate those results in those success stories. And so we want that out there. So we have to deliver and we have to produce results which are worth repeating, because that's how we're going to recruit. Results worth repeating are the funnel for your recruitment, because people will want those results. They will want to do likewise. So the thing we have to make sure we do is that in our membership, we have systems in place, we have processes in place, and we have metrics in place that people can meet. We have to make sure that we're encouraging people. We have to make sure that we're keeping people accountable. When people leave the membership, we need to follow up. We need to know why, and we need to work on that, and we need to improve it. We need to have something that can even bring them back if we solve it and we address it to satisfaction. We have to be abundantly clear and transparent about these things. This is what's going to reduce churn, and this is also what's going to allow people to want to go deeper with us and to want to stay in our community. And we also have to make sure we're enforcing rules and boundaries so that they have a great experience, and so that we know that if there are people that have to be removed, that we're addressing that and that we're doing it fairly. And then that brings us to step number 5, offering even more value. Something I learned with building Awesome Creator Academy is to also have a way to offer more value. What you can do is, I think that more value, if you have people who are coming and they're part of your weekly office hours once or twice a week, that's great and that's access to you. Give them a tremendous discount. I give a 30% discount if they want to take it further and do one-on-one coaching with me in any of my coaching call packages, 30% off if they want to do that. If there's a resource that they say, hey, I love that I get access to all the resources, all the templates, swipe files, courses, all that stuff, great, and all the future products, like with me, that's what we offer. We offer all access to all of our future products. They love that if they decide, you know what, I want to own this product outright, whether I stay a member or not, I go, great, 30% off if you buy it and keep it forever. So by offering more value and having not just upsells, but cross-sells, that can be tremendous and that can be great. Now, my way of doing it, and what a lot of people like, is that there's not a lot of pressure to do it in my case. It's something that they want and that they have as an option. Because remember, Awesome Creator Academy Pro Group members, they get access to every product as long as they're a paying monthly or yearly member. So they don't have to buy the products a la carte. They don't have to be upsold through that process. They do have to, however, pay for one-on-one access to me for coaching. So that means that these are options, these are opportunities to add more value. That's where also considering a VIP program can come into place to where, sure, you can have your standard offering for your membership, but what if you combine that with saying, hey, if you have a higher priced membership, monthly or yearly, let's say that instead of the $1,000 a year, it's $2,000 a year, you get quarterly 30-minute calls. That is something that's enticing, especially if you had early adopter members that maybe came in at an extremely low price point. They might be willing to upgrade all the way to the VIP because they've been with you the longest. They started with you. They were your founding members. They were that early community. They know you can over-deliver on the value. They may have even done one-on-one calls with you before. Having that option is an upgrade pathway now, especially if you grandfather people into pricing at the standard level in the past, and then you had new members that came in at a higher ticket price. Well, the upgrade path for those original members or those early adopters is this VIP opportunity, as well as your upsells and cross-sells. So this increases the amount of revenue that you're able to make. So now we go from having a membership community where maybe you have 50 to 100 members. Maybe they're paying $29, $59, $99, whatever it is. That's the number that we'd have to hit to make our $5,000 a month. But you can see how this would work now, because we also have people in there who are candidates for one-on-one coaching calls. And those calls could be priced at $299 or $599 or what have you. Or you could sell a package where they do multiple calls with you, exclusive calls, and you take them through multiple calls in a week or a month. And even with a generous discount, that could all add up. In fact, you could sell a multi-call one-on-one package for $5,000, one time, multiple calls up front, or you can break that up into installments even, but you would have a package like that. You could sell one package like that a month. And who's the most likely person to buy that? Someone who's a stranger and finds you online, or someone that you've been delivering value for months and months and months now? It's obviously going to be your established community that is most likely to take that investment because it's not a risk for them at this point. And that's kind of where this all stems from, is that by making sure you have that correct audience avatar and that you've done the work and you've done the research, then making sure that you're attracting those people by focusing on their specific problems with solutions you've already delivered for yourself and for others, and putting that in free content and in free resources and free downloads that helps them. You're de-risking them ever handing you a dollar. And then once they've been part of that established community of you and other people, other peers helping one another, or other people from your team, there's not some risk in going into that one-on-one relationship with you and doing a long-term commitment to coaching of any kind. And so we're de-risking for our audience avatar, for that person that we're attracting to us. We're taking a lot off the table for them, and we're over-delivering on value. We're bringing a lot to the table. So that is the 5 simple steps for building a $5,000 a month membership. Hit me up with any of your questions in the comment section. Happy to answer them. Also, consider joining us in the Awesome Creator Academy Pro group if you're serious about improving your reach, reputation, and revenue, and you feel stuck. Make sure you thank our sponsor, Kajabi, for sponsoring today's video, and check them out. Links in the description. I will catch you guys in the next video. Stay awesome. Bye.